We back in Brothers from Inglewood podcast, once again coming to you live and direct. I'm Hoopie. This is my co-host, Charley Mack. And before we introduce the subject today and we hear from him, I just want to say thanks to the Coalesce Group, thanks to Fruit Off the Vine Clothing Apparel for allowing us to partner with you and to share on the journey. Thank you so much to you, viewing audience, that have tapped into this platform. We appreciate you. We look forward to serving you as days go on. We're going to ask if you would like, subscribe, and share, and press the bell for notifications so that you'll know when we're airing and how you can get this precious content. And so, without further ado, I just want to introduce Charley Mack and let him holler at you real quick.
What's happening, y'all? We in the building once again. Thanks for tuning in. We back for another weekly dose of what we do. This is kind of what we do. You know, we do what we do.
Yes, sir.
Before we get started, we don't own the rights to this music, you dig? But, you know, we got a groove to it. Ain't that right, Ken?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, listen, guys. That's the pilot. I'm the co-pilot. So, y'all put the seatbelts on. You guys are the passengers. Strap them on tight. We're about to get this plane pushing.
Well said, bro. Well said. It's been a long time, man, since
Yes,
we've
sir.
been in the studio.
Yes, sir.
And I know I've been dragging my feet, so
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
apologize on that. However, it's good to be back with you, and another interesting topic that we'll be able to present in this episode, and I think a lot of people will be able to relate. And so I know you guys are like hanging on the edges of your seat, wondering what are we going to talk about next. Well, this is very interesting, and no pun intended, but it comes in a form of a question. Are men and women at war with one another? Are men and women at war with one another? And I'm sure, you know, you're processing it like, okay, what are you talking about? Well, we know that we're specifically speaking relational, you know, whether it's in social relationships or romantic relationships, marriages, we still have to try and understand what is the issue and what is the problem between the consistency and the compatibility with men and women. So my assessment on it, and then I'll let Charley Mack chime in. I would say that there is a huge war between men and women for various reasons. First of all, we're different. We're different in anatomy. We're different psychologically, emotionally, and all the above. We do have commonality as it relates to we're all human.
Yes,
right?
sir.
But the thing that I really want to speak to is, why do we have such a hard time with accepting one another for being who we are?
So when you say that specifically, what are you talking about specifically with when you say at war between the black man and the black woman? What do you mean specifically when you say that? Because a lot of people listening, they're going to know, well, what do you mean specifically when you say that?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, why don't we get along? Why are we always having personality conflicts?
Okay.
Why are we always disagreeing?
Okay.
Why is it always about this gender thing?
Okay.
Or role playing?
Okay, gotcha.
I think the aspect of what a woman perceives a man to be and vice versa is a major conflict.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're limiting one another to those roles.
Okay.
And I'm not against roles. I think we should respect each other
And play our role.
Yeah. But can a man be a man?
Hey, preach, brother.
You know,
Preach, brother.
can a man be a man not by gender alone,
Right.
but how he carry himself, how he gets down.
Okay.
You know, whatever his formula is, can he be respected for being there?
Okay, I get it. I understand. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, you could take it from there, bro. Because I mean, I don't mean to sound irritated, but I am. So you take it from there.
Yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying when you pose that question. Why are men and women, and particularly black men and women, at war with each other? And I think you're right. I think, for me personally, I think that there's a lot of black women who don't respect black men. And when I say that, I mean they don't respect them in a sense that I think black women in this era have, and we've talked about it before, you got your professional black women, they got their own, they don't really need a man for this, they don't need a man for that, and women listening, vice versa, we don't need you either.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I think because there's men who like, well, I don't need you for whatever, and there's women that say, well, I don't need you for whatever. And I think that's where the conflict happens, because you got this professional woman who has, fend for herself, all her life, through her young adolescence up into her adulthood, and she has her own career and her own job, she has her own place, her own this, her own that. I don't think she understands and knows how to distinguish between, okay, I have all this, but in order for me to have a healthy relationship with a man, it don't even have to be a black man, man, I'm gonna have to, even though I'm on my little power thing and I got it going on, let me kick back, let me understand my role as a woman, not even a black woman, as a woman, and let this man be a man, like how you were saying.
Yeah.
And I don't think that women allow men to really just lead. They want to be the leaders, but they're not leaders in terms of this relationship. Let the man be the king of his castle. Somebody breaking a house, you gonna say, baby, there's somebody in the house. You ain't gonna go get the robber or you go, baby, somebody in the house.
Unless you're in law enforcement.
You gonna still wake up you gonna wake up your husband.
Yeah, instinctively.
So if you're gonna allow this man to protect his family, then let this man protect you. Let this man be a man, especially if this man is doing everything that he should do and he's supposed to do as a man. He's being a good leader. He's being a good server. He's being a good provider. He's making sure that the family doesn't want for anything, and you either. Respect that man. I think it's respect.
Okay, so I agree. There is a respect factor. And then think about this, because you said some really important things there. Is the role for a man limited through brawn? Like you said, okay, we might have an intruder.
Right.
Go get him. Versus
sick him.
Yeah, versus when it's time to make economic decisions, social decisions, where we're going to vacation, when we're going to vacation, where the kids are going to school, whether or not it's a good idea for you as my wife or as my significant other to take a girls trip. Why can't I be respected in those areas of decision making like you want me to fulfill that role as a protector? See, I'm good enough to protect, and I'm good enough to, to make the chandelier shake in the bedroom. but at the same time, I don't have the same respect as a man who's leading his family. Not ruling you with an iron fist.
Right.
So I think the dynamic too, bro, is there's a lack of respect and a lack of communication, man. Because sometimes we're not asking the hard questions before we get to that pinnacle of commitment.
Yeah.
And then once you commit, and then you, God forbid, get married and make covenant, now it's not as easy to transition, like, I'm out of here now. Yeah. She's tripping or he's tripping. I'm out of here. No, you got a covenant now that you agreed upon. And I'm not just saying limited by paperwork. You made a vow verbally. Yeah. So now I accept your vow. So now it's not that easy to transition from. So where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Can we resolve this? And then, and I don't mean to jump, into this and seem like I'm going on a tangent. But what about this, bro? What about how women usually, not all women,
Right.
but usually women will put your name on the highway with their girlfriends or in society.
Yeah.
You hear it on news stations. You hear these different things talking about what a man's not doing, what a man's not capable of, and what is a good man.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but I think when we talk about it, man, it all goes back to respect, because I was in a relationship where I know that I was a great father, I was a great man to this woman. I made sure that my daughter and my significant other didn't want for anything.
Right.
But this woman never respected
You've
me.
always been a great provider.
Yeah, she never she didn't respect me as who I was. And I think she was probably so busy wanting to be this kind of authority figure and not really wanting to listen to authority to where it just made everything crumble. And I think,
was it ever salvageable?
No.
Okay.
Because it was too many things. It was too many things that it all goes back down to this. People, when you become a certain age, people are who they are, man. Men and women. You're not getting ready to change at 40 years old or 45 years old. If you've been doing this thing for 40-something years and you've been doing it the same way, no one's going to come in and be like, you got to change.
Yeah.
You may be able to make a quick adjustment here, or pivot here and there, but at the end of the day, you're going to still be who you are.
Okay.
But I think that women need to respect men. And I also think that men need to respect women as well. Yeah. But if you're going to be in a relationship with a man, women, I think you need to allow that man to be a man in every aspect of what that man definition means.
Exactly, what he is. Now, my question to you is this. Is it necessary for intervention? Will intervention help let's just say, a situation that is just at its wit's end?
Right.
But I guess I'm answering my own question because it goes back to what you just said. Sometimes we're who we are. Yeah. There is no changing that person. No. It's the very fabric that they're woven in.
Of who they are.
Therefore, it's up to them to make a decision, whereas to say, I need to change or I need to make adjustments.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's like a needle in a haystack.
Oh, no, it's the truth, because before I made the decision to end my thing, I even posed to my significant other. I said, listen, this is what it is. This is how I see you. Mm-hmm. I broke it all down. Mm-hmm. And she chose to say, hey, this is who I am. Okay. So I'm out.
Okay.
Right then and there, that was kind of an intervention. She could have even said, you know what? She could have went away from that conversation and came back after 3 days, maybe after a week, maybe after 2 weeks. And she could have said, you know what? I want this thing to work.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do everything I can because this relationship means a lot to me. So I'm going to try to take a look at my shortcomings, as we all need to take a look at our shortcomings, men and female, male and female. Mm-hmm. And she could have said, I want to try to make this. She never did. She was like, okay. She was like, all right.
So what would you suggest, just in your brief experience, and up until this point, as a young man, they would consider us middle age, but I feel young. You look young. You feel young. So, what would you recommend to the viewers that are watching, as it relates to creating a new paradigm for relationships between men and women, because we don't have to be at war,
Right.
even though, man, this is major conflict.
It is.
This, and it
No,
has-
it really is. And it's mainly between the black man and that black woman.
right, because when you look at this down the telescope of time, it has always been conflict between this establishment, and I'll say, I won't just say two people, the establishment between a husband and a wife, a couple, people dating, people courting, whatever, two people coming together to enhance their relationship. You can look down a telescope of time, and even in Genesis, we see from the biblical perspective the conflict that was always there to create division.
Yeah.
Right? Adam and Eve. Well, the serpent usurped God's authority, convincing this woman that she's making a sound decision.
Right.
Husband loving his wife, he's like, okay, honey, I'll take a bite, whatever. So what I'm saying is, even though we see the history, we gotta confront the battle. How do we win the war? Or can we win the war?
Man.
I know I said a lot.
No. But the thing about that, first of all, we're in a time and an era now where women are just as advanced and just as smart and
Just
just
as
as powerful and making money just like men.
Mm-hmm.
So I think women have lost their way in terms of they don't know how to distinguish between them being progressive women and successful women and leaving that at work.
Okay.
Let me check this at the door.
Okay.
Like one thing my acting teacher taught me when I was in school, when we would come to class, he would be like, whatever you got on your mind and whatever's been going on throughout your day, you got to check it at the door.
Okay.
Because when you come in here, we in a sacred space where we're gonna create, and we're gonna be artists.
Yeah.
So I think women need to be professional at work, whether they're in finance, law enforcement, whatever it is they're into, education.
Mm-hmm.
When you get home, be a woman.
Okay.
And be a woman to your husband,
Yeah,
and
be a-
respect
be a-
your
be a
husband, and
wife,
be a wife, and be respectful to your husband. Don't fight back with him. Don't argue with him. Don't if this man is saying something to you, you're the wife. I'm not telling any women to just lay down and be dogs or let men walk. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But women need to stay in their place in terms of, this is my husband or this is my man. Let me respect the fact that this is my husband or this is my man, and I'm gonna be the woman.
So what I'm hearing too, which is to me is a golden nugget. What you're really saying also is, make this man feel like he's a king in his home.
There it is. There.
Make this man feel that everything that he is doing and has done for you and the family is all worth it.
Let me tell you something.
Not just obligation, because obviously you're a responsible man.
Yep.
You take care of your responsibilities, but don't make me feel like it's only a job.
Let me tell some of you women
That
out
makes
there.
sense.
Let me tell you some of you women out there that's viewing, especially you cute ones. You little cute, attractive women, you got the nice complexion and the long hair, and you got the nice figure, and you got a great job, and and you got all that going on. Let me tell you something. I done fell in love with ugly women. And I done fell in love with ugly women.
Yeah.
And these women, but I'm gonna tell you the difference between you gorgeous women and the women who are not so attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Every woman I ever dated that wasn't, the typical, when somebody see me like, oh man, you with her? Yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Every single attractive woman I've ever dated treated me like crap.
Did that.
But that woman who is not so cute, but she knows exactly what to say, how to treat her man, how to submit to her man, how to, babe, you need anything, you're this, you're that. Those are the ones that's gonna make sure that your needs are met mentally and everything else. They're gonna make sure that they allow you to feel. See, the problem is these women don't even allow us to feel like men.
Right.
You ain't got you can even trick me. Don't just don't. But let me at least feel like a man. But what I'm saying is, beauty only is skin deep.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. You can be beauty. That's only skin deep.
Yeah. So you're saying that maybe the outer appearance of most women is what they value most. Therefore, they could customarily use that to where, hey, I can have.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
So you're saying it's really their attitude.
That's what it is. They feel like I'm a good catch. I'm good looking. I got a great job. I ain't got to listen to this dude.
Yeah, I got you.
But you're gonna be that same good looking woman, good catch, big house, all that alone.
Yeah.
Because a real man that got his own thing and he got his own, he's just like you. He ain't putting up with it. Now you might find a bum. One of them dudes that want to live, because you got a lot of dudes out there that'll live off women, move in with them, laying on the couch, not really working.
Pick them up from work.
And she taking care of him because he probably throwing down in the bedroom. So she just, come baby, come live in with me. But that gets old.
Yeah.
That gets old. And that's the problem, man.
Wow. You said a lot because.
That gets old.
No, you said a lot simply because I think, and not to ever stereotype, we're not just saying that beautiful women are the worst women. That's not what he's saying. That's not what I'm saying. Sometimes people are just immature, bro. They're shallow. They think that their outer beauty, that their network, that their popularity, and their clout means I get a pass on how I can treat you.
Yeah.
I got options.
Yeah.
Whereas,
we all got options.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because some of them, and this has been proven, some of the most non-desirable physically men have some of the most beautiful women, successful relationships, and when you look at them, they don't pass the eye test.
No.
But yet, they have the pick of the litter, and they usually have a really good relationship.
Yep.
So I don't always believe that it's about the looks. I believe it's about the individual. And sometimes, man, people are insecure.
Yeah.
They're shallow.
Yeah.
They feel like, or someone has put them on a pedestal.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful, babe.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to do nothing with me. I just take care of you. And sometimes,
come on, baby face.
Sometimes that just usually warps their thinking.
Yeah. And I'm sure the men that's viewing or women that's viewing, have you ever been out to the mall or wherever and you see this beautiful female with like a guy, you be like, she with him? And vice versa.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what it is. When you see that good looking guy out there and he's good looking, he got swag, and he's with a woman, when you look at her, women, you be like, I'm cuter than her. But guess what? I bet you ain't gonna treat that man like that woman that's not as attractive as you, treat him. Yeah. And that's why I've gotten to the point in my life where, I'm not this 20-something-year-old dude no more. I want someone that's gonna respect me. I don't need to be with a beauty queen.
Yeah.
I just need to be with a woman that's gonna respect me. And
be a woman.
Respect me as a man, and quit fighting with me. Quit trying to argue and all that, and I gotta have the last word. No man's gonna put up with that.
Yeah.
Not a real man. You might get a bum, a dude that don't have no self-worth, and he's over there, like I said, living off of women. Yeah, you'll get a dude like that all day. Yeah. But when you run up against a dude that got it going on just like you, guess what, baby? He ain't putting up with that. I'm not.
No,
you're not.
You're right.
I'm not. All I want is respect. Respect me.
You're absolutely right.
Because I'm gonna respect you.
You're right. The other portion of this question that we presented as a topic is this: what creates a war? First and foremost, it goes back to what you said: respect. Okay, a lack of respect causes men and women to use children against the other parent.
Oh man.
Or use the children as a pawn to manipulate, to control, to hurt, to anger, and that creates long-term war.
Yeah.
Because some people can't get over it, dude.
No.
Some people never, I don't want to say never, but some people hold that against the other parent because that hurts, man.
Yeah.
And the kid is damaged the most because the kid is in the middle,
Yeah.
and the kid is suffering
Yeah.
from both ends.
Yeah.
Whoever that parent is living with the child, they can sense that negative energy
Yeah.
that they have to deal with every day that
Yeah.
you live with them.
Yeah.
And then the distance that's between the other parent, and then they have to deal with that concept. So, man, that creates war. Because there's some men out here, we love our children, bro.
To death.
And we do for our children.
All day.
All men who are not with the baby's mother are not men who don't want to be in the children's life. And I think that creates a huge problem.
Yeah.
Knowing
Yeah.
when that parent knows that that mother wants to be in that child's life, or that father wants to be in that child's life, and you get in the middle of that just because, that's wrong, bro.
Yeah.
That creates real conflict.
It creates horrible conflict.
And it's almost generational.
Yeah.
Because you can't get back those months.
Our years.
Those years.
Yeah.
That you had to be on the outskirts of that child's life.
Man.
You've totally missed crucial points
Of that kid's
life, and you'll never be able to recoup that.
Ever.
And then sometimes, bro, it's a difficult explanation of why it happened.
Yeah.
So with that being said, now you have a serious hurdle between two adults, male and female, as it relates to why'd you do that?
Yeah, that right there is a whole nother ball game. You and we've talked about it once before on some of our podcasts that those are women and men who are not going to be accountable for their own negative actions. They're not going to ever come to you on bended knees and say, you know what?
I was wrong.
That was horrible for me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it caused a lot of pain and between, all of us, me, you, the kids,
Everybody
whatever.
suffers.
And
Grandparents suffer.
And this is not
aunts,
even
uncles.
This is not even a black thing. This happens in every race of people. When the women, and I gotta say women because those are the gatekeepers of the kids.
Yeah.
They're the ones that the kids are always with. But when these women, and you know who you are, some that's great women and they don't do this, but the women who use their kids as pawns, and the women who take their kids from the fathers and have the father jumping through hoops just to see the kid and doing whatever, you guys are wrong.
Yeah.
And you guys are gonna get yours in the end. I mean, you're wrong. Let me flip the script real quick. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me the other day.
Sure.
And I gotta share this, but this is my new thing now. Where I've been doing this for a long time. I just never talk about it. But I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. Yesterday I was working and out of the blue, man, I had this family in the car and with me and this family wasn't well to do and they were I picked them up like in the hood. But to make a long story short, me and the woman had conversation. We was talking about family and the same type of thing or whatever. And at the end of the conversation, she's like, you were a great conversationalist. I really, really appreciated, you made me feel good today by having that conversation. She gave me a $20 tip, cash money. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So what I did is later on that evening, I was I was with the Chipotle and I was getting something to eat, and there was happening. I didn't care who it was that was next to me, but I paid for their dinner.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when someone blesses you, you got to pay it forward.
Yeah.
See, people don't understand how blessings work.
Yeah. Yeah. I
When
did
somebody
that the other day.
when somebody give you something
Yeah.
out of the blue and just give it to you, you got to make sure you pay that forward.
Yeah.
You don't take and consume the blessing and say, "Ooh, this is all for me. Forget it." No, someone blessed you. You got to pay it forward.
Yeah,
And that's how it works.
Yeah, and it just was, it just really fell in my spirit. I was at Starbucks last week, and I was getting, some tea, and right before I got ready to pay for mine, I just kind of glanced, behind me because it was taking a little while. So I'm thinking like, man, this guy's probably on his way to work or whatever.
Right.
Anyway, I asked the person to let me know how much the car behind me, was. I'd like to pay for their, for their order.
Okay.
So I did. I just instinctively, I paid for it. I left, and I waved because I knew it had taken a long time. So I was just kind of like throwing a peace sign up, and I drove off because someone has done that for me. And I realized that it's better to give than to receive.
All day long.
And anytime you give, it comes back to you.
Especially when you give from the heart.
Exactly. So it's not like we're giving to
get
back.
something. Yeah.
That's a principle.
No.
It's coming back.
No, yeah.
Just like if you
give it
sow
from your heart, it's coming back.
Yeah, and if you sow something negative,
It's coming back.
you're gonna get something negative.
Yeah,
So, lastly, I just want to say the answer to this question, even though it's our topic, are men and women at war with one another? Yes. That's my answer. Yes, we're at war with one another, but we don't have to be.
Right.
We should not be. We should be able to reconcile as human beings and move forward for the betterment of just humanity.
Yes.
Not just our race as Black African Americans, but all races. Because it don't just happen in Black couples.
No, it happens to everybody.
It happens with Asian couples,
White, Latino,
Italian couples.
Yeah.
It happens with everybody because anytime two adults are coming together, you're gonna have a difference.
Yes.
So that's my answer and my rendition. I'm gonna throw it to Charlie Mack and let him close us out, and hopefully we'll start another segment.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Like the pilot was saying, if you guys like the content, don't forget to like it, subscribe, share it, talk about it. I'm sure that all the topics that we've talked about, I'm sure there was at least one of them in there that touched somebody in a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
But guys, this is what we do, and we're gonna sign out. Plane that came to a halt. Take the seatbelts off. We out of here. Peace and love.
Peace.